Muslim Brotherhood organization. They would try to attempt to cause problems or try to mess up with the minds of young people, especially students. Because we have seen we have seen demonstrations by students who actually have no political experience or no political affiliations. But if you talk to those people, you would find that they are brainwashed.
Right.
Yeah. Do you expect this to happen in the upcoming period?
Well, 50-50. Like if we concentrate on dialogue, if we concentrate on pressing an agenda to contain, I think the harm will be less. But those people need to be talked to. No matter
who should be talking to them.
If you are talking about inside the university, there should be activities. The NGOs, again, the civil society, the government itself, all the factions, all the sectors of the country should cooperate in trying to get Egyptians together. We can see what's happening. This is one side of the coin. The other side is that we should all recognize that there is a tough terrorism being launched against Egypt, and thanks to God first, and thanks to our armed forces and the security forces, and for the overwhelming stance of the Egyptian people, we defeated the terrorism. But the battle is going on. We do not stop the battle.
Exactly.
Those who really wanted to launch this battle, it is all over the world, and we have seen how worldwide the issue is. So we have to understand that it is our weapon, to have a mental weapon, to have the dialogue as a weapon. These are healthy weapons, so as to deter the terrorists, to prevent recruitment of those who really are brainwashed.
Yes.
Those brainwashed needs to be treated. No matter it is difficult, no matter how much effort they need to do that, because brainwashing is very difficult to deal with.
And it's not only in Egypt, because many people fighting with Daesh have been brainwashed and have been recruited from Europe, from all over Europe.
A book of mine which is being published is about the race on Islam. So we are on a race. The moderate version of Islam should have the upper hand with a revolution inside the mind. To get back the moderate sense of Islam. It's a religion for the whole humanity. Yes. It's a religion of peace. It's a religion of rational thinking. So I hope rational versus irrational, moderate versus radicals. I think we are in a race. We have to work very hard, and we have an agenda not inside Egypt, but inside the Arab world and inside the world at large. So as we can have world, regional, world cooperation in a common fight against humanity, which is terrorism.
Of course. Actually, this is a very important point that I would like to elaborate on, because during the meeting between President Sisi and French President François Hollande, he called on President Sisi to send moderate Islamic scholars to France to talk to the people about moderate Islam and how it is a religion of peace and tolerance. Do you think that although this is a positive gesture, but do you think it's a bit late, because this should have been
long time ago.
This step should have been taken a long time ago, otherwise we wouldn't have reached this point?
Actually, the whole thing, all the time, the dialogue or the communication or the interaction, call it whatever, half of it is mine, half of it is yours. So when the West ask us to send moderate version of Muslim scholars, and we do have in Al-Azhar such a moderate version, despite the fact that there are some...
And they speak foreign languages too.
Yeah, despite the fact that there are some penetration happened during the Morsi's era and a lot of big story. But anyway, we can handle this. But again, the West has a role to play. I like very much the Pope statement in Rome when he said freedom of expression doesn't mean that you insult what is so dear to others. So also the West has to play a role in that. In the demonstration, Charlie Hebdo, we were sympathizing, we condemned terrorism, but the moment you see some people dressed in crusade to send another crusader against the Arab Islamic world, remind us with the colonialism and the new colonialism. These are big iceberg of discourse.
Of course.
It needs the Western, the fair-minded Westerns and the rational Westerners to look at it. And by the way, when we are talking here today about the greatness of 25th revolution, nobody is trying to attract the attention to the fact that when we as Egyptian people, let aside those activists, they did what they did, but when the whole Egyptian people went into the streets and toppled the regime, a corrupted regime, that was an announcement to the whole world, for those who are really sensitive, to really understand what is behind the discourse. You know, we have something called the wild globalization. The wild globalization is composed of few people who have the economy in their hand, and the overwhelming majority of the people on earth and in so many countries are deprived from a good share, or there is injustice. So the moment the Egyptian had this slogan, people who really combine the politics with business, people who really control the country through power, politics and money, that was a message that made the whole world moved. If you go at that time outside Egypt, you can find people saluting you. Why people said this is our Tahrir's moment. The vocabulary of the Egyptian revolution spread all over the world. But what happened? Some mistakes from the revolutionists. There was no head, and so many forces did like very much to evacuate the whole essence of this revolution and to
take advantage of their own
into small things, and getting you here and getting you there, and this in crisis management is known when you manage by the crisis, okay? And there are so many hands in that. And this is what I'm writing on, to clarify. But that was the greatness of Egyptian people, that we had everything. People in Britain, people in America, people in Wall Street who say, this is our Tahrir's moment, okay? Young people all over the world who really are against the wild globalization. And don't forget that those people who are being recruited to other forms of dogmatism and fanaticism, many of them really are the victims of this wild globalization. The few and the overwhelming majority, the few who have everything. Again, when we are talking about the parliament in Egypt here, what made me so worried about it is that we don't find but people who really have the money and the political power. We don't want to repeat that, because if this will happen, this is not good for Egypt.
This is against the goals.
This is against the goals of the revolution. So I would appeal to President Sisi and to the government to try even to find a way for young people who like to be. I'd like to see a member in the parliament who's young, vital, and he loves his country. But how many of them can afford the big expenses of getting into the parliament, and we know what's happening?
Not only youth, but women as well, sir.
Women, youth.
We have so many women who can represent, can be good representatives in parliament, but again, this is the issue, the financial support.
You can find so many.
In addition, of course, to the social.
You know, our problem is still what? Our problem is that the circle is still narrow. We don't have the wider circle, which would have a lot of good synergy and the good efforts to be poured into the development of real Egypt. This is the problem. You have how many university professors are capable of being parliamentary members?
Of course,
but they don't have the ability to play this.
This is true, but if you take a look back 4 years ago and you see all the developments that the Egyptians have been throughout those 4 years, you would find that the Egyptian people have developed some sort of political awareness. They are not thinking the same way. I meet people and I talk to people who are not now taking the same stance they did 4 years ago or 5 years ago or 7 years ago. There is some sort of change taking place. There is some sort of awareness. It's like a baby taking few steps until he can stand up and walk by himself. So I believe that still there will be more ups and downs, and I everything. I don't know what's your point in this regard, but I believe this is healthy. Even if we fall and stand up again, it's healthy for the upcoming generation at least.
Of course, I agree with you that it's healthy, but there is an equation that has to be adjusted. Healthy attitude without empowerment means less development. Healthy attitudes plus empowerment. Empower the people.
Of course.
Give them new legislations. Let the youth and let the people who really are not able to play the game of the elections, money-wise and expenditure-wise, try to find some kind of financing, try to find some kind of
making use of their energy.
Exactly. Try to make appointees, whatever. But I'd like to see fair chance.
We would like to see women in decision-making positions. That would be
women and youth, of course. Women did the greatest show in the 30th of June revolution in particular.
In Egyptian politics throughout history, actually.
Of course.
Actually,
I agree.
I do the women's program. You said the women's role. No, I see this, sir, as I totally agree with you. I mean, it's not just the elections; it's the empowerment of the people. Only through Parliament.
Empower the people.
Empower the people. Put them in a way where they can give the positive energy back to the country and
so they can see a representative of my thinking, of the Egyptian revolution thinking, of the social advancement thinking. Let the people who really represent that be there. But if I can find all these old faces coming back with their money and their connection and like to control the political, this would be a counter-revolution, not the revolution of Fattah al-Sisi, the army, and the Egyptian people pursued to get out of this unnecessary circle for Egypt.
Exactly, but it cannot be the role of the government only. I mean, the people should fight this. The people should stand against those people who are trying to. And I believe they will. I believe
they will, and at least they can play this, I would say, half positive game is to prevent those people from coming back to the scene.
Yes.
And the Egyptian people are very conscious about this and are very capable of doing that, inshallah.
Well, Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of Linguistics and Political Science and Crisis Management Expert. Thank you very much, sir, for coming today and shedding light on the true essence of the 25th of January revolutions, although the celebrations have been cancelled during the loss or the death of late Saudi King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz. Yet Egyptians still have a long way to go. And
a long way to go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome to us. Pleasure being with you, and thank you for managing the dialogue in a very efficient way.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us because today is a very special day. We'll be bringing you live updates regarding what's happening today. Stay with us.